I have survived 250 days in this world, but I still don't have a sheep farm. So today we are going to fix that by building the ultimate sheep farm with all 16 colors of sheep. Let's go. Welcome back to Real Hardcore, where we use no totems, no auto farms, no sleeping, and everything must be built aesthetically. This place is really coming together really nicely, but we're missing a huge part of the game. Now, obviously, recently we built this beach, and I had to go and find wool from sheep in the wild, and that took way too long. So today we're going to be solving that issue by creating the best sheep farm you have ever seen in your entire life. No cap. Now, this sheep farm is going to be in a completely different spot. Most of the time we've worked on this side here, but I want to build the sheep farm kind of over in this area instead, which we haven't actually worked on at all yet. Now, before we do anything, I've got to head to the end to fix up all my tools, because as you can see, a lot of them are completely destroyed. Mainly the 2 shovels, which we're going to need a lot of. Now, while we're heading there, I'll tell you the goals for this project. Most importantly, of course, we need to get all 16 types of dye. I need to convince some sheep to move into the sheep farm, and I need to plan the entire side of the mountain. And finally, after a couple minutes, we got everything ready to go again. Man, I love the fact that this portal puts you right to your bed. It is so good. So first of all, I need to figure out what on earth I'm going to do with the side of the mountain here. It is completely unchanged, so it is a blank canvas, which makes it a lot harder to figure out than something that we've already built or started. So let's try and figure this out. I started at the very top by planning where the topmost level is going to go, how wide it will be, and also added in some stone to the back mountainside to close it off. I then moved on to the left hand side, 1 level lower, to plan out where the edge of the sheep farm would be. Once that was done, I moved on to the opposite side to create a circular area for the entire sheep farm to sit inside. I added some stone and dirt to meet up at the front and flattened some land on the outskirts. I then mined out some land inside the circle so I could properly see the size of the land we had created. Once I was happy, I moved on to the front area where I created a stone archway as an entrance and dug the land at the front down to the correct height. So this is what we're working with now. We've got a plan for the entire area, which is a lot more than we had before, but now we have this massive bit of land that I need to go ahead and absolutely flatten, which is going to take a while. It's also going to require a lot more shulker boxes because these are pretty much full. So let me go back to the base, grab some shulker boxes, and then absolutely start deconstructing this area. Okay, I only had 5 extra shulkers, so hopefully that's going to be enough. All right, let's start dig-a-ligging. Alright, so this is what we've got. My pick is pretty much dead, and this is the second pick that I've gone through now. So obviously I need to make my way to the end, and every single one of my shulkers is full, so I kind of need to get rid of everything anyway. So let me do that real quick. And just like that, everything is repaired, and all these shulker boxes are completely empty once again. So hopefully now we can go ahead and complete this area. We've only got the sides to do, so it shouldn't take too long. And then we can finally start planning this area and seeing how it's going to look. I'm so excited. Oh my days. We just almost lost this hardcore world. That was crazy. Bro, this Enderman was absolutely destroying me. I was trying to drink me Coca-Cola and he came out at an inconvenient time. So I was trying to fight him with one hand. And yeah, let's not do that again because yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of had a mini heart attack, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, that was nuts. But anyway, let's keep building. And now all of that area is now completely mined out. It just looks like a big hole at the minute, but don't worry, we're going to get that fixed. Don't worry about that. So I guess that's technically the biggest part, just getting all of this kind of mined out and planned. But now that it's planned, we can go ahead and detail this thing up. So to detail this, we're going to have to start with the walls. Obviously, right now, it looks disgusting. So we got to fix that up. And how I plan to do that is, of course, the exact same way that we detail the other walls. I'm going to dig them in a little bit, add a bunch of different variations, and of course, texture the hell out of it. So with these walls though, I want them to kind of dig a little bit in and not really come back out at the bottom, if that makes sense. As an example, these walls, they dig in, but then they dig back out at the bottom. So you can see at the top, it kind of caves in a little bit and then caves back outwards at the bottom. So it's like a kind of C shape. I kind of want to cut this bottom bit out and just have it cave in, just because I want to try something a little bit different with this one. Plus, it'll give us a lot more space at the bottom, which I think is going to be important because I feel like we might actually not have enough space to fit all 16 in here effectively. So if it digs in a little bit, I think it might be better. So I'm going to start with the back wall because obviously that's going to be the hardest. Look how big that thing is. It is so tall. I think this might be one of the tallest mountainsides we've had to do. Now I do also want to have like a cave entrance in here. I'm not 100% sure where it's going to go. If we don't figure it out in this episode, I'm always happy to hear your suggestions. But I guess what I'm going to do is just probably from this part here all the way to this part here. Just these three kind of faces there. And we'll kind of see what I can do, how I can get it looking. And then once that's done, it should be easy to replicate on every other wall. Alright guys, so this is what we're working with now. And I actually installed a new mod to make it a little bit easier for you guys to see exactly what we're doing. So it's the free cam mod. If I press F4, it allows me to pretty much leave my body. I'm still there and time is still going, so I gotta be careful. I gotta make sure no monsters get me because they can kill me, I'm pretty sure, while I'm in this mode. And I can just move around and have a bit of a different look. So obviously you can see it a little bit better than me just trying to fly with the elytra. So yeah, if I do get attacked by monsters, I'm pretty sure I die. So yeah, obviously the sun is still moving, the world is still active, so I've got to be careful. But you can very easily see now what we're working on because I know sometimes it can be a bit tricky when we're just flying in the elytra. But this is what we got. Obviously it curves in now instead of curving in and then back out. So I think this will work nice. I just got to do the rest of the walls and yeah, then we'll be able to start seeing this place come together and we can start actually working on it properly. Now, before I do continue and work on the rest of the walls and get them all pretty good, what I need to do is get some sheep because we need them boys breeding because we're going to need at least bare minimum 32 sheep. I know it's going to be very ugly, but what I'm going to do is create a little box right here, just like that I'm going to try and lure some sheep into so we can get them to start having some babies. I always do this at a bad time. It's almost night time, but that's fine. Let's fly up and we'll grab some wheat. 14 pieces is more than enough. Let's hope we can find some sheep nearby. Fingers crossed. I know I've seen a bunch of sheep over here recently. There's Mr. Llama. I swear, every time we go looking for animals, we always find a llama first. I reckon it's the same llama every time too. That's crazy. Oh, there's chickens. Oh, there's some sheep. Look at that. So much better than what we had with the cows. I had to literally walk around for like half an hour just to find cows. We built the cow farm, so this is much, much nicer. All right, come with me, mate. Come on. Bro, these sheep are so lucky. The cow farm is so much smaller than this sheep farm is going to be. This sheep farm is going to be huge. Wow, look at that. We might even be able to get back before the sun goes down. We've got a zombie following us very closely behind, but we're just keeping away from him. Man, he's stalking us. He's not attacking. He's just keeping his distance, trying to be unseen. Look how close we are. Oh my days. Come on, mate. No, come on, please. No. Why does this have to be so difficult? Oh man, I'm going to have to deal with these guys. Oh my God, am I going to die? Hey, why did you shoot my sheep, bro? What the hell? That was just disrespectful. I'm going to put my armor on because I don't really want to die today. You know, not on day 270. I just heard a baby zombie. That's the last thing I need right now. Come on, mate. Ah, get out of here, mate. Oh, another one. If that creeper comes up, I'm probably going to cry. Hey, wrong way, mate. Come on. Look how close we are. Oh, this skeleton's going to see us. I bet you any money. I'll bet you 15 bucks. Oh, nope. He's walking the complete opposite way. What a legend. Right? He just turned a blind eye. He's like, nah, you know what? Not today. Thank you very much. Come on, guys. I've got this beautiful little pen. Nope, you can get right out of here, mate. Not a chance. Not today, Junior. All right, fellas, come on. Look at this. Premium quality right here. Jump in here, mate. Thank you. Hey. No. Okay, I guess you're stuck in there too. Not anymore. You dead, boy. All right, now we got sheep. So now I can start duplicating these using wheat and slowly build up the population a little bit while we're building. So yeah, that'll be nice. Anyway, I'm going to spend the next couple hours going to town on the rest of these walls here and hopefully it looks good. If not, I'm probably going to cry and go to sleep for another couple days in real life, not in the game. We don't sleep in the game. Anyway, I don't know why I said that. So play the time lapse. Alright, and I'm sure you guys saw the time lapse. This thing is looking pretty good. Pretty much exactly what I thought it would look like, but there's still quite a lot of things we need to do to get this thing looking perfect, because obviously it just looks like a big ass wall right now, so we need to fix that. Now obviously while I was breeding these guys up. See, I can't even feed them anymore. There's a bunch of babies, we just got to wait for them to grow. I think we probably have maybe 12 of them at the minute. The population is growing very nicely. Now there is a pretty big problem with this area. It is very dark. Now in order to fix that, I need to add a bunch of hanging lanterns. So there is a few things we have to pick up from the base, and that is stone brick walls, some spruce fences, and of course the lanterns. Now we only have 34 lanterns. It might be a little bit tight, but I think we should be okay. We definitely have enough stone brick walls and almost an equal amount of spruce fences, which is perfect. So once we add them in, it's going to look a little something like this. It's still the daytime, so it's going to be bright already. So we're going to have to wait to see how this looks. But now that that's done, we can go ahead and turn all of this into dirt, because right now it's a bunch of random blocks, mostly stone. But yeah, let's turn it all into dirt, just like that. Oh my days, this is looking so much better with just the dirt in. You know, let's have a quick look. So obviously from the sky, this is looking absolutely mental. So now what we need to do is grab an absolute metric ton of spruce fences. Man, this place is so gorgeous. I'm so in love with it, man. So I'm gonna grab, let's say 5 stacks of spruce logs. I'm gonna turn half of a stack into sticks and see how many fences that gets us. That gives us 6 stacks of spruce fences. Now, I'm not sure if that's enough. I'm just gonna grab another 2 stacks just in case, and we'll take that back. And I guess I just got to try and plan this out and see how we can sort of fit all 16 in. Now, there was another mod that I added, which was important to get this done. Now, obviously, I didn't want to have fences like this. That's weird. Would be really hard to do. Well, at least hard to make it look good. So this mod allows you to have fences go a new kind of direction. So if I place one here and then one diagonally, it'll connect across a block like that. So you have a little bit more freedom with how you want the fences to go, which, I mean, come on, that was definitely necessary. Why can't we do this in vanilla Minecraft? That seems like such a basic thing. Come on, Mojang, fix your... Anyway, what we're going to do is there's going to be a road coming through here. So I need to have a little bit of space. So I think coming out like this. Okay, no. Redo. This is definitely not the way to do this. Okay, so there's 16 different colors. So there needs to be 8 on each side. So I have to somehow split this side into 8 and then the same on that side. Okay, that's 6. That's not enough. Oh my days. This is going to be tricky. So I have this one come out here. Okay, this is going to be a lot harder than I thought. What I'm going to do is place 9 logs around this and try and get them as even as possible. So this is what I managed to figure out. So I put a log on the ends, and then I put one in the middle, and then I split that one in half, and then I split it in half again. So now we've got 8 little sections. So what I need to do now is kind of try and figure out where these sections are going to meet up, which of course is going to be a little bit tricky. So I think I'm just going to try and create a circle right in the middle. So if I try and find roughly the middle, which should be about here, to place, I guess, a log in the middle, then I'm going to go out 10 on each side, right? So that's a pretty decent size for one sort of pen. And then if I do the same thing on the other side, roughly the same size, you know, that should be pretty decent, I think. So if I just come out with the fences and I try and create a circle, which seems to be a little bit harder than I thought it would be. I guess kind of like this. Oh my days, this is so much harder than I thought it would be. I'm not gonna lie, I'm struggling a bit. This is horrendous. Like, how do you even divide this into 16 sections? Like, what even is this? This is, I don't even know what shape to call that. What I think I'm gonna do instead, I'm going to create a little path. Oh my days, hang on. Excuse me, mate, I'm trying to do a demonstration, all right? Get out of here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a path that kind of runs from the front, then does like a circle, and then runs to the cave there. So that will give us the middle, and then I can use that to reference the fences and then connect them to the logs at the back. I think that would work bloody beautifully, mate. So let me go ahead and absolutely decimate this area. You know, I just placed all this dirt, but I'm gonna break a bunch of it and create some paths, and we'll see how that goes. So I guess enjoy the time lapse. Alright, and that is this area now kind of figured out, at least with the path. So if we look at it from the sky, it's not a perfect circle, but it's circular enough. And it kind of separates these sides a lot better than what we had before. So now what I need to do is go ahead and I think I'm going to leave a couple blocks in between and just kind of start planning where this fence is going to go around the edge of this circle. I think that is a lot better. It still has a little bit of work to do because it still looks a little bit weird, but I think that might get fixed up once we have all the sheep in there and the little pen separated as well. So I'll quickly connect this as well, just like that. Oh, hold on, like this. There we go. Now I just got to do the same thing on the other side. Issue is these sheep are going to be in the way. So I think I might let them all go free and kind of fill out this area. I think that might be the best way to do this. So I'll connect the fences like that. Then I'll do the same thing over here. Okay, I think that's pretty good, to be honest with you. I think that's kind of as good as we're going to get it. Maybe a little bit of editing on these fences. They look a little bit funky in some spots, but we're also going to add some details to the inside, you know, tall grass and all that fancy jazz. Man, these mobs have been absolutely horrendous. I'm not going to lie. I don't think I've ever experienced anything as bad as this. It's just because of how large this area is. So if it's not lit up, there's going to be mobs spawning. So if I'm on this side, that side gets mobs. So, you know, it's a little bit inconvenient, but hey, whatever. Now, real quick, I do need to make a couple fence gates. 16 should be bloody perfect. I think I'll just go ahead and chuck that one there. Can we place these on an angle as well? No, we can't. Okay, that kind of sucks. But that's okay. We're going to open this one up. Sorry, mate. Get out of here. And we're going to let these sheep run free. All right, welcome to your home, mate. Oh, no. Oh, mate. What a joke. Oh, well, you're dead. Oh, nope. I guess you're free. You survived. Oh, look at them going and eating all my grass. What a joke. But that's fine. I just got to quickly fix up these fences a little bit because they're a little bit funky. Hey. Yeah, they're a little bit funky in some spots. I think that was the main culprit. I think this one's a bit weird too. Put this one in by one. Oh, we got to put all of these in by... Hey. Get out of here, mate. There we go. That's a bit better. You know what? Can I actually get this guy to come back? Oh, come on. I don't want to have to fight anyone. All right, I'll take this creeper out as well, I guess. No, I won't. He'll take himself out. Self-destruction. All right, come on, mate. I didn't mean to hit you earlier. I was just playing a game. So just follow me back in here. Yep. Ha. And now I'll guide all these other silly guys out here. Come on. Now try and lead them to the middle a bit more. Now I can go ahead and connect these fences as best as I can. You guys can tell how annoyed I've gotten from these mobs because I literally have my bow. The last time I used this bow was literally on the day I made it. That's how little I use this thing. But I just want to get these guys gone. I don't really want to fight them. I just want to take them out. You know, they're just a bit annoying. Now I'm not entirely sure what to do in the middle here. All I know is these sides have to now be divided into 8. Now this side's good because there's a bunch of sheep in here already. But the way we're going to do this is pretty much just connecting them like that. Very simple. This is one pen now. And I just need to go into this one, do the same thing, and then repeat that until we have 8 different pens. All right, and I think I've done the best that I can. Obviously, they're not perfect, but once we get the sheep in there, I don't think anyone's really going to notice. And I mean, we started off with a pretty weird shape and I think we've done pretty good. So I haven't got many lanterns, but I'm going to... Hold on, how'd you get out, buddy? You know what? I don't care right now. I'm going to add some lanterns to these fences just to add some extra light because, I mean, there's still a bunch of monsters spawning. All right, we did okay. Now I'm going to add a bunch of bone meal just in between the road and the fences, just like that. I mean, it really adds quite a lot already, just having that grass in there. I think there's a little bit too much tall grass, so I'll remove a couple bits of that. Okay, that's quite a lot better. Hello, Mr. Creeper. I'd like you to not explode, please. Thank you. Oh, we got zombies in the pen. Look at that. You're not a sheep. Get out of here. All right, now obviously the next and I think probably the most difficult part is trying to get 2 sheep into all of the pens. Obviously, there's more than enough sheep in these ones, but these ones over here have nothing. So I guess we'll start with the first one. I think the best way is to drag this little guy in here. Come on, mate. There we go. And I'm going to quickly change that to a fence so he doesn't jump over. And I'll do that on this side as well. Boom. Bro didn't stand a chance. I'll do that on these other corners as well. Don't know why I haven't already, but you know, we all make mistakes sometimes. And boom. Okay. So now I need a second sheep in here. Who would like to volunteer as tribute? I accidentally took out 2. That's all right. We've got plenty in there. I'd like you guys to come in here, please. Thank you. Make a baby. Oh, there's 4 in here. You know what that means. I'm going to be a snaky snake and I'm going to move 2 into here. Who's going to come in here? Okay, this is going to be a bit trickier than I initially thought it would be. I need 1 to come over here. Come on. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Beautiful. That was perfect, all right? Absolutely perfect. 2 sheep there, 2 sheep there. We need 2 because we need to be able to breed. All right, come on, fellas. Perfect, perfect. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, yeah. Look at that. I am so amazed and happy with that. That was so easy. Oh, my days. Now, I guess I'm going to add a gate there. And, of course, a gate there. And now comes the hard part, getting all the dyes. So we're on day 285, which means we literally only have 15 days to finish this entire project because we cannot go over 300 days. It is illegal. We are not allowed. It is very, very bad, and I'll go to jail for life. So there are 6 primary dyes we need, which I'm pretty sure we can turn and combine to create all 16 different dyes. And those 6 dyes are red, blue, yellow, white, black, and green. And of course brown, because that's cocoa beans, which is easy. We've got that. Now, of course, we have a bunch of white dye already, 64 to be exact, which we don't need to use to create white sheep, but we do need them to create other different types of dye. Now the green dye is very easy. We've got some cactus down here. So I'm going to go ahead and mine all the ones that are 2 because they're going to grow back up to that string anyway. And yeah, I know this is as inefficient as it could possibly be to harvest these cactus, but hey, it is aesthetic as hell. So, you know, if it works, it works. So we need green dye for lime, cyan, and normal green dye. So I think we need 6. All right, 7 is enough. So now we got to go smelt these bad boys up. So boom, we have green dye and we have lime dye. Now the final thing that green dye helps with is of course blue dye, which is made from lapis lazuli. So if we combine 1 green dye and 1 blue dye, we get cyan dye. So now we have 3 different types of dye. Look at that. Well, 4 different because now we have blue as well. I'm not going to lie to you, this is the first time I've ever tried to get all the dyes, so yeah, this is new to me. We have 5 out of the 16, so we're on track. To make a light blue dye, we need 1 blue dye and 1 white dye, just like that. And finally, with the blue dye, we need red dye, which I should get from these roses here. And then add in 1 red dye and 1 blue dye gives us purple dye. Plus, now we have red dye as well. Look at that. So that is now 8 different dyes. Look at that. We're moving so fast through these. I had no idea it was this easy. Now, I've got ink sacks in here. Ink sacks make black dye. We have 2 of them. Then black dye and white dye make gray dye. And then gray dye and white dye make light gray dye. Oh my days, guys. This is so much easier than I thought it would be. What was I talking about? This is going to be hard. No way. So now we're only missing 5 dyes. So I need to find cocoa beans. Do I have some over here? Fingers crossed. Yes, we do. I only need 2. Now we got brown dye as well. Now brown dye doesn't combine with anything, so that's fine. That's done now. I need some yellow dye. So we got a bunch of dandelions in here. Chuck them in here to make yellow dye. So I'll grab these poppies, turn them into red dye. Then I'll grab 1 yellow dye and 1 red dye to make orange dye. Red and white to make pink dye. Then the final dye is magenta, which we need 1 pink and 1 purple. So now if I put these together, we get purple. Boom and boom. That is all the dyes in the game. Oh my god, that was so much easier than I thought it was going to be. What the hell? I literally cannot believe how easy that was. That's crazy. Okay, I think we'll go like this. This is the order that we'll do. So that's one side and this is the other. And since we have way more than 2 sheep in each, I'm unfortunately going to have to absolutely destroy some. I'm very sorry. So I guess we'll start on the left-hand side and I'll use the wheat to lure them towards the fence. Come here, my friends. Who wants to be black? Here we go. You guys are black. Okay. All right. These guys are going to be gray. Come over here, mate. Can you even see me? Please. Please look at me. Yes. Come here, mate. And congratulations, you're gray. Light gray. You guys are already white, so take that, whatever. You guys are yellow. Orange. These guys are red. And these guys are going to be brown. Congratulations, mate. All right, now the other side. These guys will be green, lime, light blue, cyan, blue, purple. Oh, this guy's all the way in the corner. He's not going to see me. No way. That's a bit inconvenient. Maybe I'll try and come over here. We'll do these guys at least. We've got pink. Oh, is he going to see me now? Please, please, please. Yes, he's seen me. Finally. Okay. And we got magenta. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh my days. Now, there's a couple colors in here that do not belong. So those unlucky fellas are going to get taken out. So for example, this guy here, he's definitely not one of them. Bye-bye. I'm going to pick his insides up though, of course. Now over here, I'll destroy all the white ones because, you know, they don't fit in either. Oh, excuse me, I don't want to take you out. Move over, mate. Boom, boom. I feel so horrible. Is this discrimination? Oh, I was like, where's his mate gone? He's all the way in the corner. That was scary. All right, these guys are white, so they can all stay alive. And there we go. Each pen has the right color inside of it, and only 2 of them as well, so that we can now start breeding them. So if I'm not mistaken, you know, I've never actually bred sheep that are the same color. They should make the same color baby, right? Logically. Yes, they do. Thank goodness, because that would have been extremely annoying if they didn't. There should be lime. Yup. So I'm going to breed them all just so we can start having some extra colors in here. So we actually got so much lamb from that. Oh, sorry, raw mutton and a little bit of white wool. So far, I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out. Obviously, once the sheep get, you know, more populated, it's going to look even better because they'll be a lot fuller, which is going to be nice. I'm not 100% sure what to do with this cave here. So whatever you guys think it should become, or, you know, should it lead somewhere? Like, I don't know, maybe the cave can lead up the mountain and come out maybe here somewhere, or even all the way up to the top and come out here. I don't know, the possibilities are virtually endless. Whatever the top liked comment is, I guess that's what it will become. So yeah, vote down below. This place is looking so cool with this little archway, and we're not even done yet. I'm not even gonna lie, this is gonna be so sick. Now, in the middle here, I kind of want to make like a lake oasis. I think that would be nice. I know, I make a lot of lakes and water things. I mean, our base has one inside of it, but you know, I love it, all right, mate. What I'm gonna do is kind of dig out another circle inside, just like this. And then I'm gonna dig this down and create, you know, a realistic kind of shape for the lake, or I guess pond, just like that. Oh, there's pillagers here. What? Why are they here? These guys, if you remember from last episode, we flew through a pillager house thousands of blocks away, and I killed a bunch of them. They finally made it to the village after like 20 days. Oh my god, it took them forever to get here. But yeah, let's quickly destroy them. You know, I don't appreciate them coming to my home. Oh, that's a bit dangerous. I don't really want to take out any of my sheep. Why are they not shooting me? Am I too far away? Oh, now they're coming. Ooh. 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 Easy. Look at that. Yeah, anyway, it took them very long to get here. Obviously, I had my elytra, but they've been traveling for like, what is it, day 286? They've probably been traveling for like 30 days or something. That's crazy. That's absolutely hilarious. I can't believe they followed me all that way. Maybe. I don't even know if they followed me all the way. There's no other reason for them to be here, I guess. There's no outpost anywhere nearby. They came from that way, which way over there, all the way in the distance. Like 1,000 blocks that way is the outpost that I absolutely mutilated a bunch of them guys. I left a few of them alive, so they obviously duplicated themselves and came and tried to kill me, but you don't stand a chance, all right? So we're going to use granite, we're going to use some rooted dirt, we're going to use a little bit of brown concrete powder, not much, just a little bit, and we're going to use some coarse dirt. Now, this isn't the first time that I've made this pond. In fact, I've got a tutorial on my channel about it, so if you guys want to see that, make sure to go check that out. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. It's called a cozy pond on my channel. It's in there somewhere. But I'm going to use a mix of these 4 blocks. There's already a bit of granite in there, that's all right. And we're going to use a little bit of brown concrete powder, then some rooted dirt, and then some coarse dirt, and then the rest is just going to be normal dirt. Next up, we just got to fill the entire thing up with water. I just remembered the brown concrete powder turns into normal brown concrete. That's why I didn't use it in the tutorial, but that's okay. It still looks okay to me. And there we go. That's all filled in. So now I just have to bone meal all this up to add some green. Very nice. Then I'm going to grab a bunch of this coral and a few coral fans. Man, this place is looking so good. I'm not going to lie. I'm just going to add this coral in here, just randomly, maybe on the spots that don't have any seagrass on it, just to add a little bit of extra color. Like I said previously, coral's kind of just like an underwater flower. It's nice, it adds a lot of color and vibrance to everything, but it's a nice little thing to add in. Wow, look at that, beautiful. It's nighttime, so obviously it's going to look better during the day. The next thing I do is I grab this dirt and I build over like this, and I place a spruce slab on the very top of the water, just randomly. So one there, maybe one here, maybe we'll go one here, boom. Okay, that should be enough for now. Now I'll go ahead and remove all the dirt, and on top of these, I add in coral fans. Are you serious? I didn't bring enough. I'm missing one. That's crazy. That's all right, we can get another one when we go back. But obviously, this looks a bit weird, so I add some lily pads around all 4 sides. I don't have any lily pads, so that's not possible right now, but we'll get them eventually. Once we do, I'll add them in. Wait, hang on a minute. Let me just grab a shulker box because I've got to stop going back and forth to the base. Maybe there's lily pads under here. I could be tripping, but you know, it's worth a little bit of an investigation. Okay, this side isn't the one with all the trees and stuff. So maybe it's on the other side. Yeah, there it is over there. Man, I'm burning through these fireworks, I'm not going to lie. Hopefully there's lily pads under here. I'm sure there would be. Come on. Like, how could there not be? Ow. Okay, there's no lily pads. Why are there no lily pads in here? That makes so much sense. Oh, there are frog leaves. That's something we can use. I'll grab some of these azalea bushes as well. Just while we're down here, you know. Okay, that's enough stuff. Now let's get out of here. You know how good it would... Ow! Oh my god, we almost died then. That literally took half of our health. That's crazy. Man, look how good our base looks. It's getting so big. Well, we came in way too fast then. That was dangerous. So I'm going to grab up some spruce logs and some spruce leaves and some oak leaves. I'll grab the spruce wood as well because... I mean, I made that for this purpose. So I'll chuck these in here. I needed another coral fan. I guess we'll go... Let's go purple or pink, whatever color that is. Grab up some bamboo. Do not forget the peonies. We'll grab some string just in case we need to cap up the bamboo. Grab up some sugarcane. Do I have pumpkins? I've got one. That's atrocious. What about melons? Okay, we got a decent amount of melons. I'll grab some melons. We need some red. You know what, that should be okay for now. Let's take all this stuff. We'll make a quick stop at our rosebush farm, just here. 16 should be nice. We'll also grab some extra peonies just because I've only got 3, which is not going to cut it, mate. Boom, okay. Now let's place this coral on top of the final slab, just like that. Beautiful, mate. To decorate the pond, I added 2 trees hanging over the middle to create a nice little canopy, and then decorated the grass area around the pond using a mixture of different flowers, melons, sugarcane, bamboo, and bone milled grass. I then finished it off by surrounding it with some leaves. So we are now on day 288 and this is really coming together really nicely. There's still a few things we need to do, but honestly, most of it is just going to be the little details. And of course, growing some more of these little sheep. Now they've all grown into adults, so I can go ahead and get them breeding again. So now each pen should have 6. See, I told you guys this farm would be important. The very first farm we built and we're still using it. Now, what I want to do is create a ring of wheat around all of this. I don't actually know if it's going to look good, but I want to test it out because I think it might. So first of all, I'm going to need to go ahead and add in some water sources underneath here. And then I guess just kind of plow the land. Not too far, just a couple blocks out, just like this. Then I'll plant the wheat just like this. And I think that should look pretty good. It'll just add like a little bit of detail in there just because I think at the minute it's kind of bland, you know, it's just a little paddock. So having that little bit of wheat in there might make it feel a little bit more cozy, I guess. So I've finished the wheat on this side, so it's just going to go around just like that. Obviously, it's going to look a lot better when it grows. So we're going to have to wait to see what it actually looks like once it's all grown up. So I'm going to wait to see what it looks like before I do the other side, just in case I don't like it and I want to remove it. I don't waste my time doing it again and then having to remove that side as well. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do is work on this archway because obviously it's not finished yet. So we got to go do that. So I'm going to try and use a bunch of slabs to try and smoothen this out a little bit, just to kind of make it as archy as possible. I think honestly, this is looking kind of good. You look at it from here. Yeah, that's definitely nice. Still got to do the pretty much same thing on the other side. I think honestly, this is looking pretty good. I'll just kind of match it on both sides so it's an equal width, just like that. So if we look at that from up here, yeah, that arch is looking pretty good. Very, very nice. So we can go ahead and remove all of this and pretty much start working on the curve a tiny bit. I don't want to go too far out. We're not going to work on the outside. We're just working on the entrance. That's it. The outside can be done once we figure out what we're actually doing out here, because yeah, this whole area is completely vanilla. We need to get this all fixed up and figure out what's going to happen because yeah, there's a lot of what ifs. So I guess we'll just go to there so it curves out a little bit. And I'm not going to go crazy on the detailing for this side just yet. I'm just going to get the stone put in, that's all. Just so we can kind of get an idea for how it's going to look once it's all done. I guess that's pretty good for now. Definitely needs to have a lot more details added in. But like I said, we have no idea how this is going to look. Like this might be flattened or it might go up. Right now, I have no idea. So I'll just do the exact same thing on this side as well. Man, this place is looking so good. I'm not going to lie. I'm so happy with how this is turning out. There we go. Now that's that side done as well. So now we need to figure out the top. So of course, the middle 3 blocks is going to be grass, just like that. And I guess we'll get some stairs across this bit here, just to cover up that grass. Then we'll fill in the stone on the sides. Now fatten this up a little bit just up here. And there we go. Now let's have a look at that from the sky. I think that's going to look pretty sick. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's very nice. I want to extend this one here a little bit. That's looking a little bit flat. Do the same thing over there. Now let's have a look from the inside. Oh yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, look at that. That's awesome. And obviously there's still so much details to add in to the sides here and fill in this bit here. And then of course adding things on top and doing our little thing that we do. But I think this is looking pretty sick for literally having no detail on it. I want to just fill in the grass here just so that it's not hollow. And then I guess we're going to fill over this side as well. I mean, we got the stuff on us, we might as well. Alrighty, that's so much better. So now this whole bridge kind of thing is done. This farm is looking absolutely hectic and it's not even full yet. We got to get all these sheep popping and I'm pretty happy with that wheat. I think I'm going to replicate it on the other side. And I also wanted to add in a couple stacks of hay bales. I think one right here is going to be nice. Boom. Then maybe just one on the opposite side as well. Oh no, there's a fence there. Forget that. We'll have it right here. Just like that. Bloody beautiful, mate. And now that is the wheat planted on both sides. Now we just got to wait for it all to grow. This side is getting there, but yeah, this side is going to take a while. Now, I'm almost completely out of wheat and there's so many sheep now, so I'm going to need to go farm some more. Thankfully, we got this humongous farm over here, which is going to give us everything that we need. So let's just harvest it all, I guess. There we go. That's this entire farm now harvested. So now we'll be able to feed all of our sheep. Let's just fly through the front entrance. I think that'll be really cool. Oh, look how cool that is. That's awesome. This place is looking hectic. So I've learned that if I just stand on the fence, it's very easy to feed all these guys. I can just walk around like this. Very convenient. Man, look how many sheep there are. And to think these all started out as only 2 sheep. That's crazy. You know, we're getting a lot of XP from breeding all these sheep too. Like we're almost halfway through level 59 and I think we only just started at 59 just before this round of breeding. So it's heading up pretty quick. It's pretty awesome. Just free XP, I guess. Now there's one more thing we need to do, and that is of course create a couple more lanterns to finish lighting the area up. I'm also going to quickly craft up a couple fireworks because right now we've got 1 left. That's only going to get us down there. So let's quickly do that. And boom, 22. Okay. The place that we need to add the lanterns to is just the corners on this side because it's a little bit dark, but once we get the lanterns there, it's going to be perfect, mate. Come on, let me place the lantern, please. Thank you. Excuse me, mate. There we go. And the final one. There we go. Now, obviously, we still need to get these guys breeding some more, but we're going to have to do that over time. But for now, I would say that this place is looking pretty perfect. I'm so happy with how this turned out. Obviously, once the sheep fill in the area, you're not going to be able to see the grass below, which is going to be a lot better. Because right now, they're eating all the grass, which not that perfect. Oh, okay. So apparently we get kicked out of free cam mode if we get attacked, so that's pretty good. At least we know we're probably not going to die. But ladies and gentlemen, this is now a sheep farm. We've got every colored sheep and this place is looking aesthetic as hell. And now that we've got this huge farm here, it's going to be a little bit easier to plan how to do this side now. Obviously you can kind of see how it's going to turn out, especially this part here, but yeah, a lot of work to do. But I think it's starting to look pretty good. And it's nice to see that we've finally got that side kind of started. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And if you're still here and you're not subscribed yet, you might as well subscribe so you can see more of this stuff. And yeah, I'll see you guys again very soon. Peace out.